Hi. So, for those of you that are at this replay, I just want to say welcome to the rant. Is it a rant? I don't know if it's a rant, but um, I I felt so convicted, so provoked by some of the things that I was doing for coaching today that I've been fuming for a couple of hours actually. And I felt like I needed to come on here and I needed to chat about something. So welcome to the first Brianna Blabs video because as I was out on my walk this afternoon, I was like, I need to turn this into a video ASAP. And then by the time I got home from my walk, I was like, oh no, I think I'm just going to get online and have a conversation about it with anybody that decides to show up because it is that important, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Listen knows that it's a good one because I'm fired up. I don't get fired up too often, but when I get fired up, oh my gosh, y'all, like I'm angry. I'm angry, and here's why. I'm angry. And if you are somebody watching this who has signed up for my challenge or for coaching, or if this is you in any way, shape, or form, this is nothing against you. I am not mad at you. I am mad at the diet industry and how badly it has failed you, how badly it has failed all of us, all of us. That's what I'm fuming about. That's why I'm angry. And it just so happens that doing calculations for my challenge that's coming up um, is what triggered me. And I know some people don't love the word triggered, but that's literally like it it started the thought process that just I kept going and I kept going. And I just posted on Instagram about this, but I wanted to come on here and do a little conversation about this because the the dieting industry, the diet industry has essentially ruined us. Essentially. It has it has lied to us. It has told us to do things the wrong way, and now we are paying for it, right? Right, we're paying for it. And I'm using the royal we, but um, there's nowadays, we all know exactly what you mean. Yep. Nowadays, it's finally coming to the surface with reverse dieting and metabolic adaptation and coaches that are actually trained in nutrition science. Um, the information that we need to fix this problem is coming to surface. But we have decades of dieting the wrong way that has ruined us, and it makes it a lot harder for us to claw our way out. Instead of gracefully soaring our ways out, we are trying to claw tooth and nail towards weight loss and towards health and towards the wrong thing. Not, and I'm not saying that weight loss and health is the wrong thing. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that we have been doing it the wrong way. And basically, I want to give everybody who sees this, both who's watching live and who is, oh, good, Kim, you're here. And the reason I say that is because I'm about to go on about reverse dieting and whatever. So I might use you as an example if that's okay. Um, so what I want you to do right now, is if you can see, if you are in a place where you can see the description box that has two links in it. One is to my 6-week challenge, and one is to a Bmr calculator. It's from a website called bmicalculator.net, but specifically the Bmr calculator. I want you to open a new window and go to that Bmr calculator right now, in real time. The BMR, ladies and gentlemen, is our basal metabolic rate. This is the rate of calorie burn that we need, or that we have for doing nothing. This is the minimum number of calories we need in a day to have our bodies provide us with the basic bodily functions that we need to survive in this life in a coma. Okay? Now that we know what our BMR is, what the BMR is, we need to establish what our individual BMRs are. Why is this important? It is important for the simple fact that under no circumstances, hear me again, louder for the people in the back, under no circumstances should you be eating less than your BMR? Ever. Ever. Now that I've piqued your interest, go to that link and look up your BMR. I would be very, very curious to know. And I know that the people that are in the chat, we've got Kim in the chat. I know Kim is not eating under her BMR. I know Lissa is not eating under her BMR. So we're good here. And I know Rosie, who was here, but I don't know if she's here anymore. Rosie's not eating under her BMR. So this is for all of you watching me but not commenting. If you are somebody who is interested in losing weight, I myself am somebody interested in losing weight. If you are somebody who is interested in hiring a coach to help you lose weight, if you are somebody interested in making sure that your body functions optimally and your metabolism is as strong and as on fire as it possibly can be, this is important. This is very, very important. You need to check your BMR. And under no circumstances should you be eating under that number. And just for funsies, I am going to tell you I don't actually know offhand what mine is. I have an inkling as to what mine is, but I don't actually know for sure. So we're gonna look right now to see what mine is. How old am I? I'm 34. I'm almost 35. What is my BMR? 1592. So under no circumstances should I be eating really under 1600 calories. Did any of you just go, whoa, whoa? Remember when I had my cut and I did 16 to 1700 calories? Yeah, my friends, 1592 is my BMR. Just for fun, I'm popping in 35. 1588 is what my BMR becomes when I turn 35. So I want you to take this information. Of course, dang it, I can't stay for the whole thing. Definite rewatch. You know, Kim, have faith. You know everything that I'm already going to talk about. My last blog was basically a rant relating to the same topic and how I was eating under 1200 calories at age 17 when my BMR was about 1646, because that's what I was taught to eat. Yeah. So in order for our bodies to function optimally, or apparently to function at all, you need to eat at least that many calories. Now, full disclosure, as you lose weight, will your BMR change? Yes. As you age, will your BMR change? Yes. The BMR will change based on where your body is at. But here is the thing. You need to start where your body is at. You need to at least give your body enough credit that it knows how to fuel you, how to keep you alive, and how to help you function optimally. And it is on you to make sure that you are providing your body with what it needs to do that. Because when your body feels safer, that is when your body is going to be willing to lose weight for you. So here's the thing. Let's see. Dang, mine was 1609. I've never been on a how much did you eat in a day for weight loss website and seen it 1600 plus. Yes. So Fox, my friend, yours is 1609, which really means you need to eat more than 1600 calories. You need to be eating more than 1600 calories. Yes. So let's play another game. And that's, oh, here we go. And that's not even factoring the fact that I'm a distance runner and on my feet all day at work. Yes. So this is part of what working with me, you get customized macros, right? And this is what triggered me to go on this rant. I have several people that have signed up for my 6 week challenge, which is really, really exciting. And as I was going through and starting to calculate their macros for them for weight loss, I observed that for the first thing you do when you calculate somebody's macros is you calculate their BMR. That is, of course, essential. You need to know what their BMR is to have a place to start. This is the hard stop for where you need to be, where you can't go under. You shouldn't go under, because that's what's going to cause your metabolism to drop dramatically. And then all of a sudden you can't, you maintain on numbers lower than your BMR. And people don't understand why. That's why. So I was calculating this person's macros, and their macros for weight loss ended up clocking in less than what their BMR was going to be. And I was like, I can't in good consciousness tell people to do this. And so I took to the Facebook group of the professional coaches that I'm in. And I was like, what do I do? Like, what's the thing? And so someone asked, well, how much are they eating now? And so I asked again, how much are you eating? Give me a little bit more information. And this person goes, well, I'm currently eating 1,400 to 1,600 calories. And this is lower than her BMR, mind you, lower than her BMR. And she goes, but that was up from the 900 to 1,200 calories I was eating when I was double tracking on WW. And I'm like, okay. So now you're all probably wondering, this is me. What do I do? Here's what you do, friends. I agree. Once your body trusts you're going to feed it and not starve it, it will let go of the weight. Fasting over the years and not eating have stalled my weight loss efforts. Yes, exactly. So what do you do? What do you do? And I've noticed this. This wasn't just the one person. This is consistent throughout the group so far. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with this challenge group? What? Because now I know what I want to do with them, and I'm going to propose this to them. And I've already proposed it to one person. But the answer of what do you do when your body, like, you can't lose weight, your body will not let go of weight, you're eating 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 calories and you just can't seem to lose weight. What do? You stop trying to lose weight. I don't care if you weigh 300 pounds. If you are eating under your BMR, you need to fix your metabolism before you can continue. You need to take a break. And the best way to do that is to reverse diet up to maintenance. And this is what I'm doing. As you guys know by now, this is what I've been doing. And I'm currently eating 2,200 calories a day. 22. I clock in under some days because it's a lot of food. I am convinced, and my coach hasn't told me to stop yet, but my scale is going back up again. I'm convinced I'm about at my maintenance. I've got to be. But even if that's 2,100 calories, that is a lot more. That is more than, what was my BMR? 1588? Yeah. So I'm eating significantly higher than my BMR, which means once I stay in maintenance and get my body to have faith that I'm actually going to feed it what it needs to not just survive. Some people aren't even feeding it enough to survive, but to thrive and to actually like have all of your bodily functions working properly, to be able to sleep properly, to regulate your hormones properly. I reach for my throat because that's where your thyroid is. If you don't eat enough carbs, your thyroid hormone goes whack. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? And when you're in a deficit, your thyroid hormones go whack. Your thyroid hormones are responsible for leptin and ghrelin, which are two very, very important hormones when it comes to hunger, satiety, and fat burning. And if you don't eat enough, your fat burning hormones actually start to dwindle, and then you're not going to get the goals you want anyway. So it's all tied together, and it's all tied to this one thing of you need to feed yourself more. Wherever you are, most people, you need to feed yourself more. There are people, if you are somebody, so this is what it almost turned into another video of like I'm brainstorming other things in my head of like 3 tips for what you should do if you're planning on signing up to work with a coach, right? So I'm just going to throw those out here too. The first thing that you should do immediately, whether you're signing up for a coach or not, is find out what your BMR is and eat more than your BMR. I'm not talking eat at your BMR, folks. Eat more than your BMR. But I'm going to gain weight. Yeah, you probably will. You probably will. But you know what? That weight's going to come off a lot easier once you get your body functioning normally again, right? If you're only eating 1,000 calories and your BMR is 1,600, yes, eating 1,700, 1,800 calories will likely put some weight on. That's why we do a reverse diet, really, is to slowly inch your calories back up there. But you could also just take the dramatic leap and just jump. But you need to. You it hurts me. Like I was so emotionally driven by this today that I was talking with iTrack Bites. I'm one of the iTrack Bites ambassadors, and we were talking about what content I was going to create for them this month. And I even stopped her and I said, the person I was talking to, and I was like, look, this is something that is very, very wrong in the dieting industry. This is something that I'm very passionate about. Can we use the content that I'm putting out for you guys to educate our community as to how to not let this be them and not let this happen to them, and how to follow the bites plans without eating 1,200 calories a day? Can we do that? And she was like, yes, let's educate people. Let's get people the knowledge that they need to do this in a healthful manner. And I love that without a hesitation, she's like, yeah, let me talk to people about it. I will bring this up. This needs to be a forefront of our messaging. Because no one talks about it. Especially when it comes to like weight loss apps and things like that. No one talks about it, and it needs to be discussed. So the first thing you can do, whether you're going to sign up for a coach or not, you need to eat more than your BMR. Find out what your BMR is and eat more than that. Not at that, more than that. Okay, now that we have that ready to go. The next thing you should do if you are planning on hiring a coach is you need to start tracking your food right now as you are. Not in a track to lose weight kind of way, but in a let me be able to give my coach the exact number of calories or rough number of calories I have been eating. So I have that information. I have a new client who I haven't even onboarded yet, but she added me on MyFitnessPal because that's the app she's using. So I can literally look at her tracker. Like I have full access to this person's tracker. And I told her, I'm like, don't change anything. Don't be on your best behavior because I'm watching, and most certainly do not eat at that 1,300 calories that the app apparently gave you. No, don't do that either. Just track what you normally eat so I can see what you're doing. Because when you are talking to a coach, they want to meet you where you're at. And they want to be able to have the honest conversation with you of, well, it turns out that you're actually way under eating already. So going into a fat loss phase right now is probably not the right choice for you. And we should actually reverse diet instead. Um, and I'll be honest, I had a discovery call with somebody who I told that, and this person has not called me back because she wasn't ready to let it go. She wasn't ready to let go of weight loss, even though I could help her. I could help her get to her goal. It will just take more time. But the problem is nobody's willing to do the work, to put in the time and the energy to actually get it done the right way. And this is the right way. Sometimes the right way, which is the way that I'm doing it right now, coach led. I have a coach leading me through this. The right way is to sometimes put your weight loss goals on hold to help fix your health first, because only when your health is optimal is the weight loss going to be simpler. It's going to be faster. It's going to allow you to lose weight eating more calories, and you're not going to completely bust yourself doing it, right? So, all that to say, track your food where you're at if you're considering a coach of any kind, because that information is very valuable for us to know where you're currently at. But it might end up that where you're currently at also means that we can't put you in a fat loss phase right away, which I know is not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. And people will be like, but I want to do it now. Well, you could stay where you're at, keep eating 1,200 calories a day, and fail to lose weight for another year and a half because your body won't let it go. Or so there you are, June, what's a year and a half? Let's use end of 2022. You're still eating 1,200 calories and you don't know why you've just gone up and down the same 5 pounds for a year and a half, right? Or you could sign on and you can be like, all right, we'll do it your way, boss. That's why I'm paying you. And you can spend the next 3 to 4 months reverse dieting, spend the next 6 months hanging out in maintenance mode, and then go into a nice fat loss phase that happens in 2 phases with a diet break, all the right way. And by the end of 2022, you're actually at your goal, or you've at least made significant progress. Both results are by the end of next year. Only one of them, which you presumed to be the wrong way because you actually had to stop with the fat loss phase, that's the one that actually got you to where you wanted to be. Um, I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about this. Even in my last cut, when I switched to calorie counting, I kept downing my 1600 to 1700 calorie target because it felt too high. Yeah, and it's not. It's not. When I cut next, let me quick math, real quick. Not the numbers my coach gave me, but let's presume my maintenance calories are 2100. Let's presume 1680 would be a moderate calorie deficit for me to lose weight at. 1700. 1680 to 1700. But remember this. 1600 to 1700 was the range I gave myself back in February, and it failed miserably. Why? Because my metabolism wasn't ready for it. So instead of spinning my wheels and going, why the heck isn't this working? It should be working. Or instead of dropping my calories even lower, because if I dropped lower than that, I'd be under my BMR, which at the time I didn't even know because I wasn't paying attention. But if I would have dropped lower, I would have been below my BMR, which is a no-no. So instead, I put a hold on everything to reverse diet instead. And this time around, end of January 2022, because that's when my next cut is planned, end of January 2022, I'm going to be hanging out here in happy-go-lucky 2,000 calorie plus land until January 2022, end of January 2022. That is the amount of time it's going to take me and my metabolism to get its act together. And then, knock on wood, in theory, I can cut back down to the numbers that I failed at before and see massive success. But you can't get that massive success unless you put in the necessary work first. And the necessary work is the hard work of increasing your food. Increasing. So fired up. Do we have any questions so far, my friends? Not only does nobody talk about it, most weight loss apps encourage undereating. Yep. I'm angry, which is why, Lissa, that's exactly why I immediately, like, in my rage, went to iTrack Bites and I was like, we need to talk about this because I don't want our community doing this. And I'm so thankful that the person I was talking to right away was like, yes. She could tell I was lit up. It was just in text and she could tell I was fired up. That was part of my issue with WW. I had great results, but closer I got to goal, the harder it was. I felt hungry and miserable. That was the other thing that one of the people who signed up for my challenge said today was, she was, oh yeah, but I've been, going up and down the same 5 pounds. I've been eating 1,400 to 1,600 calories. And she goes, and I feel physically terrible. And when she said that, I was like, are you aware that your BMR is 1,900 calories? And that's what you need to be eating more than. And so all of that to say, hi, Amberly, glad to see that you made it. All of that to say, well, let me get through comments first. The Smart Point plans are better for me. On the old plan, I was starving myself and I was planning on cutting 300 calories over time. I do feel like the default for iTrack Bites for the secondary metric is to lose half a pound. You do like that? Yeah. It automatically keeps it like a nice low deficit, and which is really nice. But what I love, that's the feature. Well, the fact that they had points plus is the feature that made me go there. But the secondary metric, the fact that this whole time that I had this app, I can track my calories alongside when I was doing bites, made me very aware. And I'd have to go back and look at my old videos to see what I said for calories, but I am pretty sure that I tried to keep my calories up to 1,600-ish, 1,600, even before I knew better, because I knew that more food was actually the goal. I just didn't know the science behind it. Now your girl's educated and I understand, and which is why I'm so much more passionate about this. But yes, like Behind Blue Eyes said, you felt terrible. That's your biofeedback saying, hey, this is not sustainable. How many of you that are eating fewer, Low calories feel tired all the time, feel grumpy all the time, right? Bad mood, bad energy. How many of you are not sleeping all that great? These are all key indicators that you need more food. You need more food. Your body, your biofeedback from your body is literally telling you that something is wrong. And instead of listening to it, people, for the sake of the lower calorie number, will ignore it. And then it just gets worse. It doesn't get better, it just gets worse. So I did want to throw out there for anybody that has been hemming and hawing on the challenge. This is going to be the challenge being the 6-week group coaching program that I'm doing. The link is in the description box below. I am willing, originally it was going to be a fat loss challenge. I am willing to do the work, the extra work. I'm not going to change the price. For anybody who thinks it might be time to reverse diet, if you want somebody to get you started, I can do that in the challenge group. It's a lot more work for me because I have to recalculate and like check in with you every week and recalculate your macros. So it's a lot more work for me, but I am so passionate about this that I don't even care. This is my first group coaching thing and I didn't know what it was going to turn into anyway, but everybody who's signing up is eating so few calories that I just want to put everybody on a reverse diet. I do. I just and I can speak from experience with this. Like, keep that in mind. I'm not just somebody touting facts from a book. I'm living the reverse diet right now. And I understand my coach wants to be like the go-to for reverse diets. Those are her passion. And I literally, as I was on my walk and fuming about this, I picked up my phone and I used audio to message her. And I was like, I understand why you're so passionate about this. And I ranted for like 2 minutes about what was going on. And I was like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but like, I understand. I get why you are so fired up about this whole thing because it's infuriating. And I just want to tell you that I'm with you and I understand. She messaged me back. She's like, yes, this is a problem. It is tragic. We need to fix it. And I'm like, I'm working on it. Right now, I'm working on it. So all of that to say, if you were on the fence about the challenge, if you are on the fence about reverse dieting, join us. Join us. There are still 11 spots available, 12 spots available, something like that. I want to help. Because I don't want to see people having to go through this anymore. I don't want to see people spinning their wheels. I don't want to see people wondering why they're failing at weight loss when they're eating so few calories already. I just want people to be able to eat their calories and be happy, right? That's what I want. And I want them to have success on their weight loss. But I need you to understand that sometimes that takes putting weight loss to the side for the sake of repairing your metabolism first. So to recap, let me check on the comments here. Eating under 1,200 calories impacted my mental health to the point where I was a danger to myself. Yeah, you developed some fierce disordered eating habits. And it's not surprising. It's nothing against you. And like I said at the beginning, it's nothing against the people whose macro calculations triggered me to do this. It's the diet industry and how it has failed you. You have done nothing wrong, my friends. You have done nothing wrong. But I'm telling you how to fix it. And it starts with clicking the Bmr Calculator link and figuring out what your Bmr is and eating more than that. Yes, it really is that simple. Yes, it is. And you have to put aside, oh, and I said I was going to use Kim as an example. You have to put aside the possibility of weight gain, because you might gain a couple pounds. You might do it. But for the sake of your health, is that worth it? Especially when you know down the road you're going to do a fat loss phase and get rid of them anyway, right? So I am going through a reverse diet and have been eating more food than I have ever been eating. I actually chuckled a little bit because my husband is watching what he eats too. And I realized last night that he and I are eating the same number of calories. Now he's a dude, so his fat loss calories can be will be much higher than mine, right? So I think I gave him 2,200 calories to lose on. And I looked at him last night. I was like, oh my gosh, you and I are eating the same amount of food now, aren't we? And he's like, yeah, I guess we are, which I thought was so funny. But my waist measurements have gone down. They fluctuate, but they've gone down. My weight has gone up a little bit, but my waist measurements have stayed the same. My girl Kim, who I hope she's okay that I'm outing her because I already told her I was going to. She is a client of mine, and she is reverse dieting, and she started low cal. We've got her up to 2,100 plus calories now. She has gained a couple of pounds, no inches, none, zero, zilch, which means her body looks the same. She has gained weight, but not fat. And that is huge. That is major. That's a big deal. And you brought up the carbohydrates. One hard and fast rule that I'm going to tell you all to live by is do not eat under 100 carbohydrates ever. Don't. Your body needs them. Your body needs carbs. It might work in the short term, but again, especially if you're a woman, if you're a man, we were told in our training last night, I love having men as clients because they're so easy. Because you don't have to worry about half of the hormone stuff. And I don't just mean female hormones. Females are more sensitive to all of the hormones, not just the sexual hormones, all of them. So like a man, you drop his calories and he loses weight, and it's that easy. And then you can start carb cycling him a little bit. It's just, men are much more textbook. Women are a fine art, and we're all different. And it takes a lot of manipulating to figure out exactly what it is that makes us tick. But one of the things that we know is you have to eat above your BMR. Another thing that we know is that you should be eating at least 100 carbohydrates a day because your body needs those, your thyroid needs those, your hormone balance needs those, your body needs those, especially if you're going to start getting more active and everything. That's our primary source of energy. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying because I got distracted by the carb comment. There's a lot of demonizing of carbs. Carbs are not bad. Carbs are not bad. I'll get to this comment in a minute. Carbs are good. Carbs are very, very good. I have a shirt on. You can't tell. Y'all. Oh, and I'm also here. Look at these arms. Look at them. This is not from fat loss phase. This is from eating a crap ton of carbohydrates, 200 plus a day, and lifting heavy weights. I PR'd on shoulder day again today, y'all. Subtle. I have to give myself a little bit of praise for that because I completely forgot that I did that, but I lifted heavy today. Heavy for shoulder day. Hi, Rosie. This does not happen when you are in a caloric deficit. This does not happen when you are not eating enough food. My body that has a disease that debilitates the muscles and takes them away, atrophies your muscles. I'm building muscle. I wish so much. I don't even know if he's still alive. I wish I could go and see the doctor that was my doctor for the MDA clinic when I was younger, up until I was a teenager. We went and saw the MDA clinic every 6 months, the Muscular Dystrophy Association clinic. And I just wish I could walk in there and be like, boom. And you thought it would never happen, because for as much, how long have I been lifting, guys? How long have I been lifting? Years, right? I have put on more muscle. First of all, since quarantine started, but really, if I had been eating all of this food since quarantine started, can you even imagine? Can you even fathom what my body would look like if I had been fueling my body properly from the beginning and not trying to lose weight while I was lifting? This is what you need. You need the carbs to get the to get the muscle. You need the carbs to get the muscle, and the energy. You might not be a heavy lifting person, you might not be trying to build too much muscle, but you should. I think everybody should do a little bit of resistance training. Shoot, what was that comment? There we go. I think what really pissed me off is that I started this at the age 15, 17. I was way under and I was still a child. Yeah, that's infuriating. I'm at 2250 and may go up a little more in a couple of weeks. That's a great way to do it. Stay put for a couple of weeks. And then if you're like, let me push the envelope, bump up maybe 50, maybe 100, and then stay there for another couple of weeks. You still have to have the right non-processed carbs. That's the answer, Amberly. That's exactly that. You got me back on track. Carbs are not bad. Please stop demonizing carbohydrates. But it is important. It is very important that we eat mostly the healthier form of carbohydrates. And this is something I need to get better at because at the end of the day, I still have so many carbs left that last night I ate 5 meringue cookies because it was only 150 calories and it was straight sugar. Was that the best choice? No, it was not. But I had, healthy carbs throughout the day, but I needed more carbs, and sugar is the quickest way to get it, but it's not the best way to get it. A great rule of thumb is taking about 20% of your calories for the day towards treat foods and making a really, really big effort to make the rest of those calories whole foods, healthy foods, high protein, things like that. But the carbs, the type of carbs that you eat count. You can have rice, quinoa. I mean, you can have whatever you want, but like fuel your body with rice and rice, just rice. Quinoa. What else is something? Pasta is a good one. Good bread is a good one. Whole wheat bread has like protein, and you're a step ahead of me. You're a step ahead of me. I was gonna be like, you guys ready for the mind-blowing thing? Eat fruit. Eat fruit. It's carbohydrates, some fiber, and maybe like occasionally there might be a little bit of protein in there, or like the littlest bit of fat in there, but like fruit is carbohydrates. If you are ever in doubt of like, what should I eat for carbs? Eat your stinking fruit. You can eat your banana, you can get your extra carbs in there, and it's 100 calories. So it adds to everything. So that's exactly it. And that's what I'm need to remember too, is I actually need to add bananas to my grocery list because I've been struggling so hard with healthy carbohydrates because I'm finding that I'm starting to get full. I'm starting to not want food. So I need to figure out how to not even front load, but get an efficient amount of carbohydrates in my system. Because I'm always under on carbohydrates. I've been clocking in under every single day this week, and it's making me angry because I'm supposed to be eating like 220 or something. I'm supposed to be eating a lot, and I'm clocking in under just because I don't have room anymore. But fruit, I want to get bananas and stuff because like you can eat. If you want to up your calories, if you want to even toy with, bumping carbs just for one day, just eat an apple. An extra apple is all you need to just give yourself a little extra spike, right? I just want to wait until after my period. Increasing PMS seems like a bad combination. It's actually not because during your luteal phase, your metabolism goes up anyway. So it's actually not a bad time to do it. You just have to remain in control. There's no such thing as eating like a jerk, remember? You have the power to make a choice, every food choice. So actually, during your luteal phase is the best time to increase because your body increases anyway. I've been eating mac and cheese all week. Nice. White rice, pasta, potatoes don't do it for me. I think it makes me gain more than other carbs, but fruit, quinoa, or corn don't hurt me at all. Corn's a good one. That's another one I regularly forget about. And how sad is that? I've been in weight loss mindset for so long, I forget that I can eat corn. I like corn, but it's not even on my radar. Corn isn't even on my radar because why eat corn when it cost me points before? It's crazy. It's crazy that I still have so much in the back of my head that like I don't even think about that still plays itself out in terms of diet mentality, right? Oh man. That's interesting. Have you ever done, I'm very curious, Amberly, Have you done a comparison of white potatoes or regular potatoes to sweet potatoes? I'd be very curious to know if that makes a difference. I need the fiber with my carbs, and white carbs don't have that. Do white potatoes have fiber in them? I thought they would. Why doesn't it ever do what I want it to do? I always have it try and like highlight something and then it doesn't. Potato nutrition. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fiber in potatoes. Here is a pro tip that I learned from Miss Kelly LeVeque, author of Body Love and Body Love Every Day. Did you know that if you cook potatoes and let them cool, they actually develop more prebiotic starch, which is more fiber on them? So if you cook your potatoes and let them cool and then reheat them, they will actually have more of that fiber available to you than they would if you ate them freshly cooked. Fun fact. 17.5 carbs, 100 grams of regular potatoes, 77 calories, 2.1 fiber, 2 protein. I mean, potatoes are pretty solid. Carrots are a good one to get some carbs and some fiber, but it's very important. It's very important to get your fiber in. And carbs with fiber are definitely the healthier and more nutritious choice. My husband just today, I switched out our bread and he started using my bread, which is Pepperidge Farm bread or something. I don't remember. It's when you peel them, it's not as good. Don't peel them. Eat the skin. I eat the skin of my potatoes all the time. I don't know if you're supposed to. I do. Sweet potato skin. I eat the skin all the time. Especially on like the little creamer potatoes. I use those all the time. Those are my potato of choice because they're easier to use. I don't peel those. No, I don't peel those. I peel carrots, but I do not peel like not baby carrots, but regular carrots. I peel regular carrots. I peel potatoes only if the recipe calls for it. Otherwise, I just wash the potato and leave the skin on because like the apple, I feel like there's nutrients in that skin too, right? But shoot, I lost my train of thought. The fibrous, the cooling of the potato and the fiber, getting your fiber in is super, super important. And so, the bread, that's what it was doing. So my husband was buying the Sara Lee, or I was buying for him the Sara Lee plain old honey wheat bread. But because it said wheat bread, he's like, get me the wheat bread. It's healthier. It's not actually healthier. I brought home this Pepperidge Farm 5-grain something or other. It's still regular sandwich size bread, and it's like 130 calories for two slices. And he's like, as he was using my bread today, he scanned it and he's like, this bread is the same number of calories as my other bread. And I was like, yeah, but look at the macros. And instead of like 1 gram of protein, the bread that I purchased had 7 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber in the bread. So when you can make the swap, because having the fiber is really, really great. And eating your carbs with fiber prevents the blood sugar spike and all sorts of fiber is good. I urge you to not get all of your fiber from things like Quest bars and Built bars and low carb wraps and things like that. It's fine to get that every once in a while. I probably eat a low carb wrap once a week just to spike, or I will grab one on a day that my fiber has been particularly low. But I wouldn't recommend get your fiber from as many unprocessed and natural ways as possible. But the fiber is super important. More carbs with fiber is good. But if you overdo it on the fiber, drink water or you will be constipated. Just so you know. My mashed potatoes and only 2 fiber. Yeah, and I guess if you're making mashed potatoes, you can't really use the skin, can you? I don't peel anything. Can't do skin on brown potatoes. I do them on a little one. And I do them on sweet potatoes. I haven't had a regular baked potato in so long that I can't actually tell you how I would do it. If they were cut into like wedges and we air fried them, I would absolutely eat the skin. But I haven't had a baked potato in a really long time. Or diet candy. Yes, or diet candy. That's not a great place to get your fiber either. It has a lot of fiber, but it can also cause a lot of digestive issues. So just be careful. Anyway, that's my rant. To recap, please check your BMR and eat more than your BMR. Please. 2, understand where you're at with your calories. Track your food, even if you're like, I'm not tracking, I'm in maintenance right now, I'm whatever. Track your food for a while just to understand if you're actually eating in a calorie deficit, because here's the thing, your metabolism will adapt to wherever you're at. So if you're eating in this deficit you didn't know you had for a long time and you're like, yeah, but I'm not losing, so it must be maintenance because I'm not gaining either. Yes, but your maintenance is supposed to be higher and your metabolism is just adapted. So track what you're eating just so you know, and if you're hiring a coach, to give to your coach. I saw acacia fiber. Add acacia fiber to pretty much anything that's liquid. That's my jam right there. If I need extra fiber, mixing acacia fiber into my yogurt or putting it in my smoothie is the way to do it. I love acacia fiber. 3, what's 3? I just want to eat carbohydrates. 4, sometimes you have to put weight loss aside in order to get to your weight loss goal. And that's okay. And I know it's what people don't want to hear. I understand. I am that person. I was that person. Then I experienced the magic of taking the time to actually heal myself. And it is magical. It is actually magical. But there are still plenty of days that I don't want to do it, that I'd rather cut, that why do I have to wait until January? All of the things. I feel all the things. So I understand. But sometimes you have to do it. And would you rather be spinning your wheels and still in the same spot at the end of 2022 because you didn't want to take the steps necessary? Or would you rather put weight loss on hold, do things the right way, and have the results you want by the end of 2022? Worth thinking about. And lastly, shameless plug for the challenge. If you are interested in starting a reverse diet, I would be open to starting that for you in the challenge. It wasn't the original plan, but I'm so fired up about this and I'm willing to do it. So, any final questions before I go? I have managed to rant for almost an hour. You know I'm passionate when. I want to give y'all a shout out for joining me this afternoon on my random rant. I promise Brianna Blabs videos that are actually filmed will not be 45 minutes long. But I felt compelled to get this out to you because it is so, so important. So if we have no further comments, I'm going to go. I hope you all are having a fantastic week, and I will talk to you all soon.